Good evening, ladies and gentlemen from Manos Sky, and this is the 12th episode of the Thailand Pod. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! And I'm here, as always, with my wingman, Will Smith from Britain.
Hello.
And from Mexico, we have Eagle Ceres,
Who appears to have been called away.
Eagle.
I think he's been called away on a family call at the moment. But you know,
sure? You sure? I think it's more probable that there are angry people at his door, because he's the one who chose the theme, the subject for this episode. Basically, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this podcast right now, we have something to tell you. For all these years, you have been celebrating Valentine's Day wrong.
yes. Leslie thing about excuse me, sending people chocolates and things and drinking
and dinners
champagne
and treasure jewelry and flowers and stuff like that. No. Basically, guys, how can I say this? Basically, it all comes down to how the holiday even started to begin with. Because, Will, you're a British man. So, when you think of Valentine's Day, what do you think of?
it is a couple of things.
Okay.
A gangland massacre in America. A day for couples who enjoy their things.
That's
and
romantic.
A cheap, dirty dope. And a cheap, dirty joke. But it's just a day for couples to spread their love. But yes, there was obviously St. Valentine being a Catholic saint, of which I happen to have a page describing some of his thing. Yeah, 3rd century. Early Christian, and he was his message was
the message was
it is he signed a message, your Valentine, and then and that's why we have our vaguely anonymous messages. They say it's signed by your Valentine.
Okay, I really hope Eagle comes back soon. Eagle?
Oh, he should be there. He's
just got back. Sorry about that.
There we go. How you doing, mi amigo?
Good. Starting up a Valentine's Day. Just keeping an eye on the family. Not really. Nothing really romantic to be explained.
Yeah, me and Will were kind of like, not really, we didn't really know what to do, because you're the one, me and Will were just going to talk about the usual Valentine's Day stuff, couples and love. Maybe we're going to talk about why is only romantic love, but then you came and dropped the bomb on us. Because basically, you say that people have been celebrating the wrong aspect of Valentine's Day, right?
Well, I want to say they've been celebrating a good aspect of Valentine's Day, but they remember the source of it.
Okay, and what's that source?
Valentine.
The saint.
Well, the saint.
The saint.
It's saint as in a religious holy person.
Not the Athena's ones? No.
I don't think they use the power of love in that way.
Okay,
they don't smite with a giant heart-shaped attack.
I think that happened in another anime, though. Okay, so you say the saint. People don't remember the saint, and I have to agree with you, because when I think of Saint Valentine's Day, I can think, of course, of the couples and stuff and cheap vodka for the singles, but I also remember basically when I went to high school, the city where my high school was in was basically St. Valentine's Day was a holiday, so no school on that day, but that's it. But I can't for the life of me remember who Saint Valentine's was or why he has a holiday. Why is he a saint?
Why is he a saint? So ripping off Wikipedia.
Okay.
So Saint Valentine, from the Latin Valentinus, officially Saint Valentine of Rome. Is a widely recognized 3rd century Roman saint, which is commemorated on February 14th and associated with the High Middle Ages tradition of courtly love.
Oh.
So what he did was in the days of the Holy Roman Empire. He was one of those few Christian preachers.
Preachers, okay.
So back in those good old days of the Holy Roman Empire, if you were part of the Roman army, part of the Roman legion.
Okay, we're talking about the Holy Roman Empire. We're talking about the ones that came out after the Middle Ages, right? Or the ancient Romans?
I think it was the ancient Romans.
Ancient Romans.
If we're talking 3rd century, which is what a link I saw, it implies it's actually the ancient Romans. It was before.
No, because when you say Holy Roman Empire, that's the one that the Church unified, and it was Middle Ages, after Middle Ages.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one that was neither the Holy nor Roman nor an empire. That's Charlemagne. This predates Constantine when they moved the capital of the empire to Constantinople, of all places.
Okay, so
unsurprisingly.
So in ancient Rome, this guy was a Christian preacher, and what did he do exactly?
So what he did is, back then, Roman soldiers were not allowed to be married.
What do you mean? Like, if you want to be a soldier, you couldn't be married?
Exactly.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
Considering that most soldiers died in battle, it's like, why bother?
Well,
and plus, if he's got a family to come home to, he may be a little less brave on the battlefield. You know, he's maybe less likely to charge into that rank of men with pointy sticks if he's got to worry about a child back home.
Well,
the practicality of it, you know. Look, if you need someone to take the most efficient view of this, you call me, especially when it comes to being horrible.
Yeah, but you could argue that, I don't know, like, this was the Roman Legion. That's like one of the best organized military formations the ancient world. So there was not much rushing involved. So, okay, so anyway, they couldn't get married. So?
So by then, Valentine had become something of a famous preacher, because he'd had events where he had been able to restore sight of children, baptism. You know, the
basically, I can see. It's a miracle. Stuff like that.
Exactly. but he became famous, or in the case of the Roman Empire, infamous, because he was the ultimate wingman.
He was the ultimate wingman.
Exactly.
Clarify that, please.
He secretly brought together Roman soldiers and their loved females and married them.
Oh. So basically, it was the ancient Rome version of Las Vegas.
Something like that.
So basically, soldiers couldn't get married, and he said, "Fuck that," and he secretly helped them get together in a place to marry them, nonetheless.
Yep.
So
until he eventually got caught and became a martyr.
Martyr. Okay, because that happens. So yeah, he was pretty much the ultimate wingman, which is kind of Yeah, it's kind of sad that people just focus on the couple aspect of it because okay, yeah, it's he did this because he wanted to celebrate the love of other people, but there is also a strong, friendship and love thy neighbor element in this that kind of gets overlooked. I mean, this guy didn't really. Basically, he took a risk by doing something as simple as letting two people be united in matrimony, but and he got killed for it. But people only. Basically, people only focus on the couples because chocolate, I love you, the couples and the candlelight dinner. Basically, when there is a strong. This guy was a stranger to most of the people he married, and yet he did it. He risked his life for their love. That's that's kind of the ultimate wingman. So yeah.
Yeah, and considering that back then, Christianity was not the predominant. Well, it still isn't, but back then it was kind of. If you were Christian, yeah, you had a lot of issues. Rome and the Roman Empire back then was not pro-Christian.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not yet.
I think this may have been my knowledge of early Christian history or the history of early Christianity is quite patchy. But this may be just after it's coming away from being considered a sect of Judaism. So this is still early days. I don't think they've even. No, there's not even codified when they're going to have Easter yet, because that was one of the things that Constantine, if I recall correctly, wanted.
Yeah, that's another. Okay, Eagle. This also you have to explain because this is a thing that you in the USA did. How the hell do you go from the resurrection of Christ to a bunny?
I have no idea.
What the fuck happened there? Like,
I would actually need to do research. I would blame the Cadbury bunny.
I mean,
I'll take that one.
Okay, go Eagle. I mean, Will. Sorry.
A lot of again, this is my understanding of it, and I'm probably steady wrong on several things. So do check my sources and complain in the comment section. Okay. I'll be sure to ignore them. A lot of the Christian imagery is actually taken from the pagan festivals and such. Because Easter is around springtime, it's when crops are starting to grow and things are basically looking up. So eggs, those are symbols of fertility, so rabbits, there's rabbits, a phrase.
They kind of
breed like rabbits.
Yeah, okay.
So so they're considered symbols of fertility and hope and rebirth for the new year, which we've just had Lunar New Year.
Yeah, that's okay.
And for the people who operate on the lunar calendar. So that's kind of why you get bunnies and eggs. It's because of it's co-opting pagan symbolism because it's sort of like recycling, for lack of a better term. And so this is what the locals believe. Well, if we incorporate elements of that into our belief system, they're more likely to go for it and stop trying to cut our heads off, which is a bonus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. For a moment there, I was going to use a word like co-opting or what's that word?
Cultural appropriation.
Appropriation. But no, we're not going there today. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Which is actually kind of the other way because if basically because there is like the saying in Latin, ancient Latin, that Gressa capta cepit Roma. Because basically it happened that the Romans conquered the Greeks, but then basically they adopted their culture because there was no other... Basically, culturally, the Greeks were 10 leagues above the Romans. So it wasn't like cultural appropriation. It was like, okay, you conquered us, but you're still pretty, barbaric when it comes to anything other than fighting. Okay, so we're going to use their culture.
It's a culture.
It's a culture. Yeah, and then culture can do things over time. Like we went from the ultimate wingman to a holiday about chocolates and couples and chick flicks maybe this year though it's been kind of different because we have the Valentine's Day weekend and the most seen movie in theaters is Deadpool, which is it's all kind of awesome to me.
Which is also a lot better than last year's Valentine's movie, 50 Shades of Grey, which I have seen and is atrocious on many levels.
50 Shades of badly done S&M.
50 Shades of Grey.
I can still remember the poor husbands and boyfriends and people gathering in groups to lament their fates as they were dragged by their horny wives and girlfriends to see that piece of crap.
Hey, at least they would have gotten some action for doing so. So
No, not really. I don't think so.
No.
No.
There's better ways to get some lovin's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, all that 50 Shades of Grey was an excuse for women to watch some softcore porn without actually having to say that they watch porn. Basically, it's like, oh, no, it's not porn. You see, it's in the theater. It's a movie, so it's not porn. I mean, there were women that were caught with vibrators in the theater, but it's not porn. No.
Oh, yeah, The Devil and Miss Jones and was shown in theatres. Possibly Behind the Green Door as well. Maybe.
In the 80s, they showed Porky's at theaters.
Yeah, then we also had American Beauty, which was kind of... now that I think about it, American Beauty was kind of shocking for American audiences because the girl was 15, 16. Yeah, but
she wasn't an adult yet. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's America. In most of Europe, that's legal. So that wouldn't have had the same impact, I guess.
Yeah, well, American Beauty did really well in the award ceremonies because it's about a sort of a middle-aged white guy kind of having a bit of a...
it was like middle-class America in the 90s, stuff like that.
Yeah, and the people who are on the awards panels saw, it rang a bell with them, so they went, yes. I think I shall... that speaks to me. I shall vote for it. And of course,
but that's most of everything that the Oscars becomes. It's like, I understand this. I'm gonna vote for this instead of, you know what? It's not really that good.
Yeah, they don't judge individual merit.
No,
it's because there's also fact it's my taste is it's the same thing like objectivity versus personal taste. No, you're an award judge. You're supposed to judge a movie, an actor, stuff on its individual merits, not how much you like the thing.
Yes, there was on our wonderful tangent here because people will be aware that. For a couple of years now, this year and previous year, there have been a lack of diversity amongst the nominees.
Oh my god! Ugh.
But one of the people who was on the Academy came up with an idea. Stephen Furst, who was in Babylon 5 and some films.
What did he say?
He said that instead of sending out screeners which they don't watch, they should send them into give them effectively. Oscars Netflix, where they have a login with a, where they're like a streaming service where they key in their password, and then they can find out who's actually accessed, who's seen the movies. So because a lot of them people, I'd be, half the Academy probably didn't see Beasts of No Nation. Which, if they had done, then they probably would have voted for it. And did they even see Selma? Why didn't they vote for it? It's like, oh, well, okay, well, perhaps what they should do, because if they do it that way, then people can, you'll cut down on piracy because these screeners go missing every so often, I can assure you.
Yeah.
And, and then they say, well, not enough people saw this, it doesn't really count, or only half people.
Yeah, but the thing is, they basically failed out of the start gate with this thing, because they didn't go at it like, okay, this movie was very good, why wasn't it in the list, or this actor is very good, that is very good. But no, they played the race card. It's not like, these movies are very good, why didn't you watch them, weren't they in the options? No, they said, you don't have enough black people. That's their argument.
The problem there, that's the ongoing argument for everything, and it's not just black people, it's Latinos, it's Asian people, it's whitewashing, it's...
Yeah. Asians not so much, because the Asians are almost considered white people now, for some reason.
Oh, same with Jews.
Yes, or Jews, right.
Well, unless you're one of those...
Yeah, what I meant by that is... What I mean by that is, it's not so much that there aren't enough actors of different race, creed, whatever. It's that it's become a point where just certain films get considered, and like you said, not enough people are seeing the broader picture. How many more great pictures are out there? They're not even getting a little nod of a hey. You might not win, but at least you got noticed.
Yeah, it's also the fact that certain types of movies, they don't even get considered for stuff, depending on the subject matter or the actor, the theme. Like, now, Deadpool is a very good movie, but I wager that there should be an award for best comedy, because that would be nice, because a good comedy is a very hard thing to do. Can you imagine?
Yes. Well, comedies never win Best Picture in the Oscars.
Yeah.
But also, in the Golden Globes, The Martian, Best Picture in Musical or Comedy. Or is it comedy or musical? But comedies and musicals are different, judged differently to dramas in the Golden Globes. Which is a bit weird.
Okay, wait. So,
but The Martian should not have been classified.
No,
as a
I
comedy.
remember the Ricky Gervais, like the skit he did at the Golden Globe. Ricky Gervais. So that was true. They actually nominated The Martian for best comedy and musical, whatever.
Yes, best actor in a comedy or musical.
What the fuck? How?
Because the awards are cobblers, basically.
Because the Golden Globes are we're not the Oscars, but we need to recognize people because they're gonna get their fifis hurt because our big brother Oscar said you're not cool enough to hang.
Yeah, they're considered a forerunner, but if the Golden Globes are likely to indicate a nomination, not necessarily a winner.
I see.
Because Leonardo DiCaprio for best actor in a motion picture for a drama.
And also, come on. I mean, it's also the fact there's a lot of people that deserved, again, for objectivity. They deserved a win, but they never got it. I mean, like, there is Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick is one of the most important directors of the last century. Maybe the most important one of the last 50 years. And the guy never won a single award because he didn't want to go with the Red Scare in Hollywood and started making movies in the UK instead. And the guy, the thing that really pisses me off is when he made the Doctor Strangelove, the Ride Bomb film.
That is a glorious piece of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's his best movie. And he had the most nominations too. He lost all of them. And to what? To My Fair Lady? He lost Best Director, Best Main Actor, and Best Movie to My Fair Fucking Lady? I mean, it's a good movie. My Fair Lady, it's a good movie. It's fun. But what the fuck? I still can't wrap my head around that.
I don't know. I kind of want to say, you know what? There may be a little bit of compromise where they want to push a certain kind of movies, and you know what? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. Too late.
Too late. Okay, there's a Hollywood movie mafia. Let's just go with that. Okay, because that's it. There's really no excuse for a guy like Stanley Kubrick to never get a single award in his whole life. That's
but again,
pathetic.
Remember, the thing is, Stanley Kubrick also, it became persona non grata for a lot of people over there. So, like we said, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? He's not going to get some love from people that, for starters, don't want him there. That's why he actually went to Europe, where people that actually want to watch his movies, want to see what ideas he has, and put him onto film.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to say jokingly, it's like it's like when we play video games. Not everybody loves to play RPGs. Not everybody loves to play sports games. Not everybody loves to play party games. But there's a place for everybody. The thing is recognizing everybody the same.
Pretty much. Yeah, you can't impose what people should like. So yeah, but the thing is, that's if you like the general public. But you're supposed to be an award of excellency. You can't go with tastes or your personal preferences for this person. Otherwise, you had to go with merit. Like, for example, one of my favorite actors is Edward Norton. Is a great actor. He's one of my favorites. But from what I hear, he's kind of a dick. Like a very difficult person to work with. That's why he's not the Hulk anymore, because he basically wrote most of it. Like the second movie, The Incredible Hulk. And the movie was better than the first, but again, if he was that kind of dickhead, I can understand why no one wanted to work with him anymore.
Yeah, a lot of good actors, directors, I suppose even writers have reputations that can be quite difficult. I mean, Stanley Kubrick, going back to him, you know, when in The Shining, Stephen King hated his version of The Shining, but not only that. You know that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
You know he made his secretary type all those out individually. He wouldn't let her photocopy them. It's like she
more
had to
authentic. He was a perfectionist, but
I mean, how many other movies or TV shows, and not just comedy, have actually lampooned, if not probably homaged, a lot of his stuff?
Yeah, he influenced more than one generation of directors and moviegoers. I mean, his stuff has been parodied to hell and back, referenced, inspired, but they never really managed to recapture what he did. Some people try, like Nolan with Interstellar, but fail. I don't want to say miserably, but yeah.
Not as planned. The science of Interstellar and the visuals are stunning. But
everything else...
the part of Interstellar is one of the things that don't quite work for me, as is the nature of the beast. One of the problems is the underlying story, and spoilers. It's the whole moment when he's in the Tesseract, and the love transcending time. Like, no.
No. But
we can think of a multitude of sins. It's like, you're kind of losing us there, Chrissy boy. But you know what? Fair play. The visuals are enough, but there's a number of good things about the movie, a number of good ideas in it. Like the Tars character is quite good from what I gather, and so it does also highlight highlight the fact the US has spent far too much money trying to rescue Matt Damon. But
the Martian
way too much money on that.
Yeah, I mean, Interstellar is kind of the premise, and but what really got to me, because I didn't like Interstellar, and we can go back to love here. It's also, it's central to the fact, with the father and the daughter that then comes back, she's older than him and stuff. Okay, he had 2 children. One was he had an older son. Does anyone remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so so she needs her father. Why doesn't he need his father? What the hell?
Because he's emotionally closed off.
Yeah, because he's a man.
Because he got poisoned by toxic masculinity.
Yeah, because he's a man. Men are tough. Men don't need the other.
Wait, Ron, that's not toxic masculinity. That's normal masculinity. We're not supposed to talk about our fifis.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, but
we only talk about our feelings when we're roaringly drunk at the bar, about to fall off because you had 27 tequila shots.
Yeah, but then you grow up, then you have children, and you realize that even if you don't talk, you can relation yourself with your children differently, if they were man or woman. But the thing is, even if they act differently from women, children, men, boys still need their fucking fathers around. They still need their parents around. Saying that, no, it's going to be fine. Why is it going to be fine? Because it's a guy? Yeah, that's again, okay, so these people don't know how love in the family works. Filial love. And they don't know how it works. Let's just leave it at that. And I think that's because most of they don't know how it works because it's not a subject that comes up a lot of times in movies. If you think about it. Like, most of the times, parents are either dead or stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
the Disney curse of parenthood, basically. If you're a parent, you're going to die.
Well, if you're alive, you're going to die.
You're already dead. You're already dead.
You don't die because you're divorced, and your children bring you back together. Disney.
Well, hey, in Inside Out, parents are together and alive, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's Pixar. That's not Disney.
Well, that's one of the few. No, because in The Incredibles, the parents are together.
Yeah, again, that's Pixar.
They are in Brave. But,
Yeah, again, they're all Pixar movies.
Yeah, but what about Toy Story?
That's a Pixar movie!
Yeah, but there's no reference to Andy's father.
Yeah,
it makes sense that they're getting divorced because there's moving. So they're splitting up the family home, and the dad's leaving, so they're downsizing or what have you. There's no reference to Andy's dad. There's no reference to Andy, his sister, and his mother, the dog, but not Andy's father.
Nope.
The conspiracy. Well, it's part of the anti-parent conspiracy. I think it's just something to appeal to children in Disney because, parents are a pain in the ass, aren't they? They're a trouble. Yeah, we got rid of them for these people. They look how good they are, better without them. Oh, but you actually want you actually to buy our merchandise, so parents are also pretty cool too,
Yeah. Also, and then again, when they had to talk about the love between a parent or two parents and a child, most of the time is a woman, I think. I mean, when is the last... I can't remember the last movie I saw that focused on the aspect of filial love with I can think of a movie where it was about a boy and his parents. Most of the time, if you have to talk about feelings, it's a little girl.
There's a sci-fi film coming out later this year starring Michael Shannon, the name of which escapes me, but I can quickly find out what it is because I've got skills. It was on the Den of Geek website, and it's got Michael Shannon in. It's got a I can't remember where we are.
Okay, say what you remember.
Well, it's this young lad. He's got some kind of special power, and his dad's trying to keep him safe and running around with him. I'd also count it potentially Boyhood. It took 12 years to make,
Yeah.
Which is one of the.
That was.
It was a wonderful
that was a good experiment. That was a good experiment, but you can't make all movies like that, sadly. It wasn't really a movie,
Midnight Special is what it's called.
Midnight Special. I haven't heard of it.
It's from the director of Take Shelter and Mud. It's inspired by Starman. Taking in a father and his gifted son, a religious cult, Adam Driver is a government agent. Sounds exciting, change of pace. Basically, he's trying to. His son's gift got some special powers, and he's trying to keep him safe.
He's protected from a cult. That's that could be done well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
hoping that the boy doesn't act like a girl to make the movie work, because that also happens. Like, if you want to have a boy in the movie and you want to talk about his feelings, he doesn't act like a normal boy. He's always different.
Yeah, and well, if he talks about his feelings, it's often he talks to his very good friends or maybe a brother. So that's incredibly rare. But in all fairness, not everyone has a good relationship with the rest of their family. Now,
yeah, I know, but we're talking about movies here, not in general. That's
well, I've been watching a show called Bering Sea Gold, which I've referred to as Cold Gold Idiots, because they're in Nome, Alaska, and the port kind of freezes over at times, or the freshwater part of it from the river delta, so it freezes over in winter, so it's bloody cold, and there are like some families there, and it's like. The people do not get on with the family, and then sometimes you see examples of the person. You go, "Bloody hell, what a shitbag this guy is!" I can totally understand why. Why his kids hate him. He's an absolute arse. Mm-hmm. So hey.
Yeah.
what can I say?
Well, also, that's that, and then there is one kind of relationship when it comes to love. Affection that movies do, fiction in general doesn't do well, and doesn't do well at all, and not even that often. They don't even try most of the time. Friendship. Returning to the fact that Saint Valentine is the ultimate wingman. I can't that there is supernatural, but those are brothers. But I can't for the life of me remember one movie where simple friendship, was portrayed well. Just simple friendship.
Yeah. With
and when they try, they make it look like they try. They make it look like something else. Like
here's the thing, Manos. Here's one thing that's become kind of like modern staple of friendships, both male or female. Okay. For females, it has to be pretty much a rip of Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Sisters in Battle, we'll stick together, and even if somebody fucks up, and then when they try to do something like that for men, you get the bromance.
The bromance,
which is not a, it's not a movie, but like most modern movies where there's two guys, they're like dude, and they don't really go into, hey, what is it about a friendship that's so different between two guys and between two women?
Yeah, so, or even worse, a guy and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's even worse.
Because, no, there can never be a friendship. There always has to be sexual tension until they trip and fall in bed, and they wake up in between the sheets.
Yeah, that's annoying. It's like, well, they won't they? They tease it for a while, and they always end up doing it. Well, I'm sure. There are always exceptions, except when there aren't.
Yeah, so, and it's also the fact. Yeah, so sorry, Will, go ahead.
It's like yeah. So I'm sure there's one somewhere where there's one where it doesn't happen, but it doesn't quite happen in Pacific Rim. In all fairness, which is good because
like.
But there probably will be in the sequel.
Yeah, there's also the fact that when okay, so there's also the fact, as you say, Deagle, they fall in bed, wake up, and okay, so they had sex. Why does that have to turn into romance all of a sudden?
Because
that's the thing. Because I had sex with girls, but I didn't date them. I kept in touch. We had sex again, but we never actually dated. We never were in a romantic relationship. We were just friends.
Censors. It's the censors.
It's the censors, and a lot. This might be like one of the cultural differences between Europe and America. Is that once in Europe, from what I've heard and from what you've explained, is you can have sex with a person you consider a friend, and it's just sex. That's it.
Yeah, that's sex.
And yeah, it's sex, but it's like it's a different aspect of your friendship. While in America, a lot of people are like, no, sex is for couples, sex is for hookups. And there you see all the baby daddies, all the single mothers, all these cases where, you know what, yeah, you went on and you got it on good, and then you decide, you know what, we're not working out. And instead of saying, you know what, let's still be friends, let's stay in contact, and whatever happens, we'll take care of it. Versus, oh no, now you're settled with responsibility because we fucked.
Well, the films that do have that moment where they're just a casual sexual relationship between two characters, they always end up having, so like it was in Friends with Benefits.
That's another thing that is
whatever it is. It's like they end up in a romantic relationship. It doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, it's also the fact that just because you have sex doesn't mean you are friends with benefits. Because that's another thing that I think friends with benefits. No, we're just friends who happen to have sex. The benefit. I mean, what's the benefit that you
sex?
Yeah, but it's not really...
the benefit is sex, a potential sexual partner.
Yeah, but it's not a benefit.
Here's the thing.
It's just sex.
Yes, but the thing is, they call it friends with benefits. And I'm going to use the wrong verbiage on here. It's because you have a friend that's on your phone that you can dial up at 3 a.m. in the morning when you're just getting off your roaring drunk and say, "Hey, want a fudge?"
Okay, that's not a friend with benefits. That's a
booty call.
That's a booty call. That's not a friend.
Yes, but guess what most booty calls are considered? Friends with benefits.
Yeah, and
they're not great friends.
Okay,
they're not best friends. Hey.
Okay,
you got some.
Seriously, friends with benefits is a very dumb idea. Because most of the... Basically, I had a couple booty calls. And during my life, not that much, because I didn't, But I had a couple friends who I slept with, but I never even thought, or just, okay, it's 3 a.m., I can't sleep, I'm bored, I'm gonna call this friend to see if she wants to have sex. What the fuck? that's not all you consider a friend. That's, again, a booty call. So, it's just a dumb concept. There's no such thing as friends with benefits. Either it's a booty call, or there is friends who happen to have sex, but it's not like... I don't know how to really properly get the point across. Just friends with benefits, it's a dumb concept. At least how you Americans intend it. Well, you're in Mexico. At least how the USA thinks of it. That's a very dumb concept.
It's a weird concept, but the thing is, they call it friends with benefits, but it's not a proper friendship because you're not.
Exactly.
You're only doing it for the sex.
Yeah, that's not...
If for many people, like you said, if you're gonna have a friendship that has a not a romantic edge, but if it's a physical component on it, you know what? That's up to you as a couple of friends that are entangled that way.
Yeah, that's more like, okay, it's not it's not friends with benefits. That's more like acquaintances with a booty call. That's pretty much it. Because again, as you say, the friends with benefits, but they think of it as a kind of a relationship where friendship takes a backseat.
Exactly.
But
like, the thing is that people want to romanticize those booty calls as friends with benefits because they call it friends with benefits because it might develop into something more.
No. Who told you that?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's a delusion.
Yeah, a very big delusion. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's between a friendship between man and woman. So, okay, between men. A friendship between men, there is not a bromance, like bro. No, I mean... seriously.
One word. Tumblr. Second word. Fan fiction.
But that's the thing. The thing is, who are you asking? If you're asking a couple of guys, what do we want to do? We want to wake up. We want to wake up at noon, turn on the television, watch the game, chug some beers, order some pizza, and then talk about stupid stuff.
That's pretty much what they think friendship between two guys is.
That's pretty much what it is.
No, really.
Yeah,
Come on.
We can talk about deeper stuff. We can talk about the meaning of life. We can talk about why monosodium glutamate MSG makes food taste so great.
And that's the thing. Basically, most of the
and
pictures
there's no romantic edge to it. There's no. We just talk because we want to shoot the shit because it's so comfortable to be with our peers.
Yeah, and but the thing, what I mean is that most friendship, like all friendships between two men that Hollywood thinks of, end up like the friendship between two frat dudes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not... Okay, so there is two guy friends. Okay, so they can... either that, or they do Big Bang Theory. Like, either one extreme or the other. There's no middle ground.
Well, Stand By Me. Occasionally you...
Stand By Me.
Yeah. This group of friends who go and do their thing during the summer, which is something that I have done with friends. So that sort of thing does happen.
Yep.
To the extent of, there's a dead body here and what have you. But that's a Stephen King story. But you know what I mean. Sometimes you go and do, it's stand there. Let's go camping out in the woods. We're going out camping out for a couple of days. That'll be all right. It's no biggie. It's like learn to survive. A bit of the old male bonding. The sort of thing.
It's like, again, it's a tropey. Everything is tropey. No matter what kind of relationship they do, it gets off tropey. At least, or if they try, they always go. If they try to go deeper, they go like the tried way, like the way other people have done it, because even if they do it differently, it's going to get a little bit more accepted, and that's pretty much it. Like, they don't want to risk people like not liking the kind of relationship they put in movies, especially regarding Friends. I mean, they had to be tropey. They had to be profitable. They had to be familiar because people are scared of new stuff. No, they're not. Come on.
Well, you also got to factor in efficiency of storytelling. Tropes are used because they're efficient means to get information across.
No, they're lazy ways of getting information.
Not all tropes are bad, though. I mean, it's a question of what you do with the trope is whether it is good or bad.
Yeah, but there is a thing as an overused trope.
Oh yeah, oh totally. Oh, I agree that they can be awful, but it's a question of how they're used, and that is, the thing that matters. Because if they're not done properly, then that's.
Yeah, but even if they're done properly, there comes a point when you say, okay, you did it good, but I already seen this stuff, even done well. I already seen this stuff so many times. It's a bit like rap music. Like it was all gangsta stuff and gangsta rap for decades. Then came Kanye West, and suddenly people could talk about other stuff. Then it was Eminem, then it was Macklemore. They're all guys who did it big, who got big, because they did things differently.
They got out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number of songs that are released every year are about, which are basically, I'm a rapper, I'm rich, I bang loads of bitches. How many do we hear of? How many of those are released every year? Dozens. Sometimes, I'm surprised if there, dozens of albums filled with those songs are released every year.
Yeah, and even people that started doing, introducing new stuff, even that new stuff has become another standard. Because, as I said, Kanye West brought some new themes, some new stuff into rap music, but now even Kanye West is like a parody of himself. Because he always talk about...
Wait, you mean he never was a parody of himself?
At the beginning, not really, because he was still new, but now, come on. Like, no. Like, have you seen that? Have you seen that that video of his song? Like, I think it was called Black Power, something like that. And basically, it's all black and white, very stylish. But he drops the bars, and then in between each bar, there is a voice that says black, black, black. Okay, we got it. Just. Yeah,
that's why I don't like modern music.
Yeah. Well,
then there was Macklemore, but then he lost his mind because social justice and white privilege. Please whip me. I'm not worthy of my success. I robbed Kendrick Lamar of his Grammy, even if I didn't do this on my own. So I have accomplices. All you people who liked my music and supported me, you're all accomplices to robbery. Please fustigate me.
Oh no, that's the well.
How about we flog him instead?
Flog him. Yeah. What do we get for him on eBay?
Yeah, I do it, but not for the reason he wants. Okay, Macklemore, I'm going to flog you, but not for what you want. I'm going to flog you because you're a... Let's move on.
Shut up.
Don't forget Black Hitler, or whatever his name is.
Black Hitler?
Gadzi, or for whatever. There's a guy who's... African American. He's very Afrocentric, which basically means he believes a lot of revisionist history. Now, every so often,
I heard about it. Yeah.
Sargon of Akkad's did a couple of videos on him, and
yeah.
And it's like, here complaining about what the song "White Privilege." It's like, well, make up your bloody mind, because the people who decide. So the original Hebrews were black, and the Egyptians were black, and but thing is, has Egypt ever been black? And they cherry pick evidence, and it's almost hilarious in how racist it is.
It's kind of also
like,
I can't. But why was he complaining about white privilege too? Because that song is basically 4 minutes. Yeah, but the thing is, that song is 4 minutes of Macklemore saying that I'm not worthy, I'm inferior, I steal stuff, I'm a horrible person because I'm white, and I'm successful while doing black majority music. So that's pretty much the song.
Well, Bobby complain about it. It brings attention to himself.
Let me turn it around on him. How many people of quote unquote not white skin, race skin, whatever, have become famous for playing operas, for playing concertos, for playing Vivaldi and all those classical music?
Yeah, but I think that's because there are not a lot of opera stuff like that. It's an European hallmark, and the thing is, it started like centuries ago when there wasn't really that big of a cosmopolitan society in Europe, and most of the great opera writers and singers came from Italy and France and a bit of Germany. And there weren't a lot of black people in those countries.
No, but I mean more modernly, when you go to the upper echelons of artists, of like violinists, like pianists, all these people that come from all over the world and then try their hand and actually become concert pianists, you don't see them having that kind of discussion.
Yeah, but that's
either good. You're either good or you need to get good. Period.
Oh yeah.
Period.
But the people, they don't complain about that because they're practicing for 6 hours a day to get good enough to know how to do their particular piece that they're learning because they're part of the big orchestra. Yeah. But they don't have time to bitch about microaggressions. Bloody hell, if you don't practice, Dad's going to hit me with a stick. That's how it works for some of these families. It's harsh, but
here's the thing here. Microaggression, come on. You get macroaggressions. You don't practice enough, you're going to get chewed out by by the rest of the orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
And do they whine? They're like, they only whine about themselves not getting good.
Oh, yeah. If you're not good enough, then you'll know about it in an orchestra. They
pretty much.
They don't care. Oh, they did start doing one orchestra did start doing blind auditions, and they made everyone take the shoes off because they could hear whether or not it was a man or a woman from the footsteps, and that started to cloud their things. So they'd have not quite some of the late stage auditions because obviously in order to get to the rest of the orchestra and the director level and what have you, the people who actually make the decisions, they're busy people, so they don't hear the first 3 rounds of whatever, because any old yahoo probably comes up, you can fill out an application form, goes, oh, see, I auditioned for the London Philharmonic or whatever. He's like, yeah, but you didn't get very far, did you? But what they did is, basically he says, like, so you go in, you come in, you walk in, you play your piece, and then we'll determine how good you are. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, you're white, black, Asian, whatever. It's just
it's about your skill.
That's all that matters.
That's what matters, but not apparently according to USA and Canada too. Basically,
Canada. I am
Justin motherfucking Trudeau. I'm never going to forget this guy's name until I die.
It's current year.
It's current year. Yeah, of course.
That's a good reason for doing anything.
Trudeau, I thought you said Bieber.
Yeah, we ain't forgiving them for that one either.
Okay, sir. Sir, what did you? Why are you bashing the Prime Minister's face in with that shovel? It's 2016.
It's current year. Yeah, it's current year. Blunt force trauma is in this year.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put. It's like, we're trying to cut down on gun violence because it's current year.
It's current year.
We're trying to cut down on gun violence, so now we're gonna use shovel violence.
Shovel violence. Best violence there is.
Well, no, the finest violence involves giant robots, but
Wow, we
let's
went...
not-
But beautiful. We started talking about Valentine's Day, and we ended up talking about shovel violence. That's good.
No, instead of talking about giant robots, because chicks dig giant robots.
Chicks
yeah.
dig giant robots, indeed.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back to love. We're back to love.
Oh
Back to
yeah,
love.
in the
Because
right
law.
circumstances, a giant robot pilot would get so much action. Yeah, it's like
Once
fighter
upon a time.
pilots.
Once upon a
You
time.
know, well, Officer and a Gentleman and Top Gun and what have you, where these pilots and officers are getting attractive ladies and what have you.
Yeah.
Oh
Then-
yeah, I'm the guy who pilots that big fuck of death machine. I risk
Yeah,
my
but,
life every time I go out. Nosh me off, love.
Yeah,
That's
but
how
I
it
don't
would
think...
go for some of them.
Well, dude,
Hello.
maybe that was true before the 90s. But then the 90s and something happened, and being a giant robot pilot lost all of its appeal for the other sex.
I mustn't run away. I mustn't run away.
That's a right way.
Yeah,
Daddy, why won't you love me? Okay,
because you're a whiny bitch now. Fuck off. Get in the fucked up giant robot or fuck off.
Go pilot the giant robot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, ironically, we talked about, father-son relationships like not even 20 minutes ago.
Hey, some kids need some tough love.
Oh, all of us need tough love at times. Sometimes, if you just coddle someone, you know what you get. You get people who need safe spaces and what have you. And you could often tell that, in my opinion, the people who complain about microaggressions and safe spaces, odds are they're only children. They don't have any brothers or sisters.
Oh my God.
I can assure you, if they're brothers or sisters, they'd be a lot tougher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those sweet memories from high school when I was so angry at my brother for something that he was so scared he shut himself, locked himself in his room. I first started, shoulder ramming his door. When that didn't work, I took a chair and started ramming that chair in the door. That didn't work either, so I took a ladder and started ramming this door with the ladder. The guy was so scared that when I calmed down. But he said that later he said, "Okay, dude, what the hell were you doing?" Because I actually was, starting to think if I should have dropped from the balcony. We live on the second floor.
Man. It's tough love.
We live on the second floor.
Okay. You had to. Why did you barricade that door? I needed to know you were okay. I wanted to give you a hug.
With my step ladder.
I wanted to give you a hug, especially round the windpipe.
I can't even remember why I was that angry. I can't remember.
We all get angry with things ourselves. It's part of the human condition.
Yeah, but so angry. I mean, I don't remember the reason, but I remember the noise the step ladder made while I used it as a ram. That was incredible. No, yeah, that's but it's not a really tough flaw, but it's more like you see it with animals more often than humans nowadays. But basically, they play fight.
Yeah.
Dogs do it. Cats do it. All animals play fight because that's in the DNA. Learning how to physically altercate yourself with other people. But they don't do that, and I think that's kind of hurting how boys grow up because that's important. I think.
Yeah, they need to know boundaries, and like it or not, male and female brains are wired up slightly differently. Because it's just no. Look, even between the same family. I mean, you're different to your brothers and your dad. I'm different to my brothers and my dad. Different to my cousins. Different to various friends.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all wired up slightly differently. You can be put into broad groups, but specifics start getting quite dangerous. But if you're not allowed, but as a rule, if boys aren't allowed to have their outlets blow off some steam, run around like a nutter for 10 minutes playing sports, or even pretend to play violent games or whatever, then it gets all pent up, and it's not right. They can go do themselves a mischief, not like self-harm, cutting their arms and legs or whatever, but it doesn't do them any good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure women need to let off steam in various ways, and I'd be surprised if they didn't. I just don't know what they are, because despite having the sister, I didn't spend that much time around girls to figure them out. And the man who figures out women is going to be a very rich man when he writes it all down.
Yeah, but the thing is, they just differ basically, character-wise, growing up-wise. Just boys are different from girls, and but the thing is, they even in schools. I think Miss Summers talked about it. Like girls are now the golden standards in education, in schools, in families. Basically, they want boys to act like girls.
Nope.
That's not how you do it. I mean, I was thinking this summer I went to my mountain town, like I have a house there and stuff. We were having a dinner with friends, and there was the son of one of the women there. Basically, he was 6 years old, and basically he had stopped raining like that morning. There was a big puddle. The boy jumped in it, started splashing and getting himself dirty. No, they let him do that. But then I thought about it like, oh my god, when is the last time I've seen a boy do that kind of thing?
Exactly.
Oh, well, yeah, I know what you mean. Well, last weekend, I went to see my sister and her family, so I did a bit of babysitting for my babysat niece and nephew, and made some cakes and biscuits because they seemed like a good idea at the time. Mm. And so we went to the local pub for lunch, and so on the way there, my nephew, wearing his boots, he just jumping in pretty much every puddle he could. It's like, you're jumping in the puddles, are we today, Eric? Yeah. He's 7. I mean, he really doesn't care, and which is fair. It's like, well, he's 7. 7-year-olds love to jump in puddles. And the day a 7-year-old doesn't love to jump in puddles is the day you find a 7-year-old who can't jump, quite frankly. And that's sad for a number of reasons.
The thing there is letting kids be kids. Let children. Let them experience. Let them experiment. Sometimes some kids need to get those bumps and bruises to understand no. Because it hurts. Because when you tell them stop doing it because you're gonna get hurt, well, you're gonna try to avoid them picking an eye out. But sometimes they need to go smack themselves in the head and then come crying to you, and then you tell them in a sweet and caring way, "I told you so."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you've got to learn how to do things, or sometimes you've got to learn how not to do things, and that's a better way of learning.
You can only do it by having some pain on you. Because that's the thing. Even these new generation of adults who don't want things to trigger them and microaggression and stuff, it all comes down to, I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to endanger myself. But that's not possible. That's literally not possible unless you isolate yourself completely from the world.
Yeah, it's not like you want your friends to feel pain or anything like that. If you could avoid pain, brilliant. But pain is an inevitable part of life. I mean, seeing your things, your mistakes your brother is making, you really don't want him to make mistakes if you can help it. Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
when I say that in
but yeah,
pain,
you have
it's
to
not.
figure these things out for yourself.
Yeah, but it's
That's
not
part of growing
just.
up.
Yeah, but it's not just about the pain, like of an injury, of emotional, like getting rejected or breaking up with with people. It's also the fact like the emotional pain and anger, but of being proven wrong.
Yeah.
Like there are people that don't want, the emotional, like they don't want to feel stupid. They don't want to feel stupid. They don't want to feel that they're wrong. They don't want their opinion challenged because that scares them. Because that's a thing that never happened to them.
And guess what? You're not gonna learn to do stuff right if you don't find out that you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, they don't. It's basically, if you never experience, if you like, they don't know how to deal with something like that because they never experienced it. Not even with their parents.
Yeah. It's funny. He who never made a mistake never made anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural to make mistakes, and it's only a mistake, or it's only a bad thing if you don't learn from it. I mean, sometimes you think, "Oh, why does that not work?" So you try it again, and you think, "Okay, let's try it again."
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to, accept that not everything will go your way, and it's not nice, but it's a fact of life. Things go horribly wrong for even the nicest of people.
Mm-hmm.
And things go wonderfully right for the most horrible shitbags that you ever walked the face of the earth. It's unfortunate, but it's life, and it's not fair. And it's a good thing life's not fair, because if life was fair, you would deserve all the bad things that happen to you. And how horrible would you have to be to deserve that sort of thing? Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, we've gone quite off topic now, haven't we?
Yeah, kind of.
No. We're
Not
not
really.
off topic. We're talking about giving love, sharing the love with our peers, with our. Yeah, I'm bullshitting too much.
With people. Oh, no, we're talking about sharing love, but without coddling. Especially if you're a parent. But also if you're a friend.
Yeah.
Also
Sometimes you gotta tell your friends, dude, you're doing it wrong. Snap out of it.
Yeah. You're doing something. You're doing something real shitty. Like you're hanging up on this relationship since you were in high school, and that guy is not. It's not the guy you were dating anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's a fair point to say tough love is an element of the whole concept of love, and without tough love, we're,
Yeah, it's a tough love. It's a way basically. Okay, it's because I love you that I don't want to do shit. They don't want to do something that I know will hurt you. I mean, it will still hurt you, but I don't want it to hurt more than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Go Eagle.
In this case, it's like there comes a point where you know that your friend, your family member, your loved one, they're gonna hit the wall. They're gonna hit the wall hard, and as much as you want to help them, not soften the blow, they need to hit the wall. That proverbial wall is they did something that you told them, you know what, that's fucked up. You know what, something you're doing it wrong. It's not the right way to do it. And they still persist in doing it. And you've already put all the warning signs, all the warning lights, and they still didn't care.
You didn't care.
So at that point, the only thing you can do is a tough love. You're gonna, and excuse the phrasing, you're gonna have to nut up, wait for them to hit the wall, and like I said earlier, come back to them, pat them on the back. That hurt, right? Yeah. Stop doing that.
Stop doing that. Yeah, it's also, yeah, that is the risk that sometimes they, even if it, like that, the thing with abusive relationships is that some people don't want to get out of them. And you as a friend...
Fix them.
I could fix, yeah, the bad boy or bad girl syndrome.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, you can't fix stupid. Or, as in the old Monkey Magic TV show, ignorance can be improved upon, but stupidity is incurable.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you wince, you try not to be a naysayer, but you get them to take a moment to think if they're doing about the right thing, and hope for the best. That's all you can do with people these days. And hope that you go, well, why didn't you try to tell me? As if I did. Did you not check your phone when I texted you or whatever? And then, yeah.
Yeah, people need... Yeah?
Yeah, people are rubbish.
Well, that as well, but there are some parts that can be salvaged, like every good garbage bin in the universe.
Oh, yeah. So, as a rule, people can be quite rubbish, but they can be the thing. I may have tweeted earlier this week that human beings are simultaneously the smartest and stupidest meatbags on the planet.
Yeah.
Which is true, because the things we've come up with, we've invented, we've discovered, we've theorized about how things work are brilliant. Yet we still have people who try to pull on a door which says push, and
yeah, that's yeah. And then we have the Darwin Awards for a reason.
Yeah,
it's baffling, like how variegated we are as a species. The extremes we can go to. We can have people that can calculate how to properly drop a probe as large like as a bed on a comet. But at the same time, we have people who try to rob a bank by using a Sharpie to hide their faces.
Yeah.
That's I mean, what?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm following on your comment, Rob. It's, yeah, people in general are rubbish. You just gotta dig deep and find the good stuff you can recycle.
Yeah.
Recycle.
Or you gotta find real deep and find the stuff, the valuables in that trash bin.
Yeah, sort the wheat from the chaff and other such metaphors. Find the diamond in there, but yeah.
More like a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Diamond in the rough, and then he goes to the Cave of Wonders and brings you a lamp, and then you betray him. Disney reference. Come on. Someone has to have got that. Someone got that, right? Fuck you all.
We love you too.
I love you too, guys. I love you too. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Is anything else that have we seen recently that we want to talk about since we've reached a little on our topic of love?
Yeah, we have
that.
12. We have 12 minutes left, so I guess we can talk about that. So, first, Eagle. You had something to say, yeah?
Ah, darn it! You keep putting me on the spot. I'm like, well, regretfully, we can't talk about Deadpool without spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I will say this: Deadpool is love.
Deadpool is love.
Yes. Deadpool is good fun. It's not the best R-rated comic book movie. It has its flaws. It's not perfect. Mm-hmm. But if you go in wanting to have a good time and being able to laugh at politically incorrect jokes and people being decapitated and shot in the face, then you'll love it. If you go in there expecting Iron Man, perhaps or
Spider-Man,
or Spider-Man, you're gonna go home disappointed. If you go in expecting Deadpool, you'll come home with a smile on your face. It's good fun, and I highly recommend it. And from what I gather,
You go watch Deadpool like you go watch a Danny Trejo movie.
Yes, I would agree with that.
But with more Ryan Reynolds in it, because
Exactly.
like that guy was born to play Deadpool. Like it's incredible because even the marketing campaign for the movie, that's mostly him. That's like wow. You understand?
Yeah, he knows his character. He's a fan of it.
Yeah, but it's like he is the character. It's almost scary.
It's like RDJ being Tony Stark being RDJ.
Yeah. But in all fairness, sometimes being a fan of the character doesn't always pan out. Looking at you, Nicolas Cage and Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brought you all down now, hasn't it?
We're like, yeah.
Like, well, to be fair, it was a good Ghost Rider, but it wasn't a good Johnny Blades.
Yes.
Yes, because the Ghost Rider got to be crazy, which Nicolas Cage does fantastically well these days. When he can.
But where it's not flaming, is supposed to be a bit more adjusted, which didn't. That's not really Nick. That's not Nick.
No. But I was seeing that Deadpool is taking over $100 million in its opening weekend.
134 million is the top 3 comic book opening weekend ever.
And certainly
higher than Spider-Man.
Sorry?
Already higher than Spider-Man.
Yeah, and already higher than Man of Fail, thank God.
And all because it's an R-rated movie.
Yeah, and it's an R-rated movie.
It's an R-rated movie, and parents will still take their kids in, which they shouldn't. But I'm glad they are.
Exactly. They shouldn't, but I'm really glad because this movie... I'm so happy that this movie is doing so well. Because, one, Deadpool is love. Second, because that means we can have more R-rated movies. So
Yes, we should support R-rated movies because if they don't make money, they won't make them. And not everything.
And then we get the RoboCop remake.
Yeah,
which wasn't love. Was not love at all.
It was highly inappropriate. It was so the opposite of love. It was like being touched inappropriately by a dirty old man. No. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be an action movie for you to go and see an R-rated movie. I mean, I saw Black Mass just before Christmas, and that was good. R-rated, and think brilliant. But if these movies don't make money, they won't make them. And like The Revenant, which is going to be quite good, which I haven't got around to seeing.
It's good, but it's like it's not exactly like a movie in the traditional sense because you don't go. The main character of that movie it's nature. Basically, what I came away with from that movie is wow, so fucking pretty. Like it captured like the vastness, the beautiful cruelty, but also the glamour of nature. Basically, you go there and you feel like you're actually in the mountains. It's incredible. That's love. That's also love.
The thing is, a lot of people show movies massive love via ticket sales, not because they're blockbusters. It's because they're movies that they have an interest in, and the directors, the actors, they put in so much effort into it.
Yeah, like Deadpool. It's got like a 58 million budget, so that's nothing compared to something like The Avengers or Man of Steel. That's nothing.
Oh yeah, it's just like a quarter of it nearly. And even then, Fox cut the budget at the last minute. Apparently, they say like, they cut the budget by about $7 million. So that's a couple of things like a bit cheap. So
yeah, and they still made one awesome movie.
And they did.
It's raking in so much money.
Yes. It gives us hope for maybe they'll get another Dread movie because we need more Dread because
because Dread is love. Dread is also love.
Dread's a tough love. Dread's a tough
yes.
love.
Tough love, criminal. Yeah, okay, so last 5 minutes. Okay, so we're talking about love for... okay, so now that R-rated movies are are profitable again, which movie do you want to see R-rated? Which one is R-rated love?
Way too many of
Sorry?
Way too many of them. Way too many of them that should have been R-rated.
Oh, yeah. It's a tough one, that.
Yes, it is.
Come
on.
Well, what do I think that should have been R-rated that we've seen recently?
Yeah.
Oh, that's. I was trying to think what we've had recently. We come out that's actually worth. It's been worth watching.
Okay.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay,
You have to go
I
first.
personally want another RoboCop movie, but it has to be R-rated.
Hard R, yes.
Oh yes, and maybe some more Robert Heinlein. Though, I would quite like to see some more Robert Heinlein. Which reminds me, I do need to see Predestination at some point, which is the one where you say he goes back in time to stop a thing, and then it's not quite all you zombies. That'll be worth it. I'd love to see him try and make all you zombies.
All right, we need R-rated zombies. Oh my god, I almost forgot. When is the last time we had a good R-rated zombie movie?
Never.
Oh
my god,
last good one.
Last good one. Only the Romero movies back in the 90s.
Yeah, and I mean the remake of Dawn of the Dead was good, but the last big zombie movie we had was that shit of World War Z. Like, what a waste of good source material. That needs an R-rated movie, an R-rated adaptation.
That does, and if they were to redo it, I think that cost a lot of money, and I don't know why. As hard as that is, that's something I think. Right, yeah, that could work beautifully, depending on what they want to do with it. Because with the right costs, the right how they budget that properly, that could be a beautiful movie.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Next Sunday, the next episode, we're talking about World War Z. We found subject for the next episode. We have to. We're going to talk about World War Z. Why the Brad Pitt adaptation was shit, and why we need an R-rated version of it.
Oh, right, that means I got to reread World War Z. Right.
Okay, Eagle, have you ever read that?
I'm gonna have to watch the movie just to.
Yeah, but have you read the book?
Not the movie. No, I have not read the book.
Okay, you need to. I'm sorry. It's not that long. Don't worry. It's not that long. Don't worry.
Maybe I'll have to do that. I got homework now.
Okay, well,
and,
you have a week. Don't worry. It's.
I have to sleep.
Okay, where you don't sleep. What are you like in an hyperbaric chamber?
Yes.
You lazy Mexican.
Yes, I am. Lazy.
Oh no! Oh no! That means the Top Gear stereotype was right. Oh no! That's another thing which we could talk about at some point. The new Top Gear presenters. There's like 7 of them now.
Yeah, I saw the group shoot, the group photo.
But do we still have the Stig?
Yes, the Stig is the Stig is the BBC Top Gear thing. Now Clarkson, May, and Hammond do their motoring thing on Amazon. which comes out later this year, which I don't know what they're even calling it. Which it might be worth watching, but I can understand why people got quite tired with Clarkson and such. And he's quite entertaining for about an hour a week. but more than that, in real life, oh god,
okay,
it'd be an absolute bore, quite frankly.
Yeah. Okay, it's 10:30 here in Italy. It's 9:30 in UK. And what about Mexico? What time is it there?
It's 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, the lunchtime. Okay, guys, this has been the Italian Pod. Thank you for being with us. We didn't have any script, in case you didn't know this, but we'll see you next... What's a script? We'll see you next Sunday, where we're going to talk about World War Z. As always, with me, Menos Kain, and my co-host, Will Smith.
Goodbye, everybody.
And Eagle Ceres.
Los quiero mucho.
What they said.
I love you, everybody.
Okay. Again, happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you in a week. Bye.
That's what I wanted.